Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Thursday's training tip. My name's CB Harris. So let me start out with by just informing you guys, this is going to be the last formal Thursday's training tip. It started out as Thursday's tactical tip, slowly morphed into Thursday's training tip, and now it's really, I'll be honest with you, Thursday's training tip is a tough video for me to make because I have to come up with something that I feel comfortable with as far as kind of instructing and talking about. And it's been very tough for me lately, especially. So we're going to change this video. The Monday sit rep isn't going away anytime soon. So that'll still be on Mondays. And then sometime throughout the week, there will be another video. It will possibly be a training tip, a DIY project, something like that, or it could be a gear review or something else. It could be just commentary, but there will be some other video throughout the week. It just may or may not be on Thursday. So this will be the last episode of Thursday's training tip. Kind of a bittersweet ending to me. Been doing it, I think, a couple of years almost now. So it's pretty sad to see it go, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited about the future as well. So let's move on with this. So today's project, what we're gonna do is we're going to take the trigger out of this AR-15 lower and we're gonna replace it with our new trigger that we got from Tsunami Arms. All right, so it goes without saying that if you're going to be changing out any component on an AR-15 or any weapon at all, really, you need to clear it out first. That was done previous, and I actually tore it down because we really only need the lower receiver to do this part. So let's get to it, shall we? First thing we got here, we've got a pin punch, and we've got our little non-marring hammer here. We have our new trigger, and I've got a roll of tape. It doesn't have to be tape or anything like that. It just makes it a little bit easier to drive the pin out because you're not driving it into a table. You actually can drive it all the way out. Now what I like to do, I like to drive the pin all the way out, leave the punch in place, and then slowly work it out. That just lets me ease up on that spring pressure so I don't lose any small parts. Just driving the pins out. And now this one's going to be a little bit tough to get to because my mag pull bad lever there is kind of in the way. But I think we can get it. Alright, slowly let the spring pressure off of there, and then really we can just pull everything right on out of here. Now the trigger where the safety hooks into it, you just kind of have to work it out from underneath that and then pull it out. So this is more of a standard trigger. The way they typically come is two pieces. The way a new drop-in trigger comes is all integrated into one unit. Makes it a lot easier to put everything together. So in order to get your new trigger in there, you have to get this little tail under your safety selector. Okay? This is what actually activates your safety. When the safety is pushing down on it, it actually won't allow the trigger to move. So what it needs to do is when you turn it to safe, it allows it to free up, allows it to move. So to get it underneath there, you may be able to work it underneath there, or you may have to actually remove your safety. To remove the safety, it's best to get it between the detents. So if you notice, it locks into place, has this nice snap on the fire in the safe position. What you need to do is try to get it kind of between those positions, and then you can actually just drive it out. And what you don't want to do, you don't want to lose, this is your detent pin right here. You don't want to lose that. Drop in your new trigger. Right into place. And then to get your safety back into place, I like to put it back in kind of again at an angle, and you need to push that detent out of the way to allow you to push the safety back into place. So however you're able to do that, I've found that just kind of working them both at the same time works best. And eventually it'll snap back into place. Now we need to put our pins back in. Might have to put that one in from the wrong side here. And that's really it. We've got the pins back into place. We've got our safety back into place. You could make sure that everything works. You don't want to pull the trigger while it's not connected to something unless you have some sort of cushioning material in there. There is a jig you can get that actually will drop a piece of rubber right in there to protect. And you're not protecting the hammer. What you're protecting is the actual frame, because it's aluminum. You got steel, you got aluminum. Which one is going to lose, right? The aluminum is going to break before the steel is. So you don't want to dry fire this outside of having, you need to have the upper back on there so that it's actually able to strike something, unless you have something blocking that. And what you can do, you could actually just put a piece of tape in there. You can actually just hold your finger in there. You can put a little piece of rubber or something like that in there. Just be very careful. You don't want that steel striking the aluminum part of the frame, especially in that magwell area where there's some thin pieces. But in theory, it's on safe. It should not pull, which is absolutely true. It is rock solid. It is not moving even a little bit. And on fire, it will pull. And that, my friends, is hardly any movement at all on that trigger. Okay, so now we just need to reassemble the rifle, get it out to the range, and give it some test shots. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I know that it's a fairly simple project. I think that people will think that it's tougher than it really is. It's actually very simple to do. Minimal amount of tools. If you guys enjoyed the video, I always appreciate it when you like and share. If you're not a subscriber and you want to become one, find that subscribe button, give it a big old click, and then be sure to come back next time for another video. It won't be Thursday's training tip again, but it'll be something else. Who knows? It's pretty exciting. Who knows what the future will bring. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, leave it down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. Remember that your mind, your brain, that is your most important tool. It's always important to be armed with information. Until next time, take care and be safe.